Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this world of ours. Tonight, or this morning, we go back to Dragon Age Rise of the Qunari, as the scouting party has just returned from a bit of a tussle in the woods and found some interesting documents and a hut that was apparently generating dark energy and weird spirits. And so they're going to try and decode the documents and see what they can figure out. But for now, a lot of the players deserve a well needed rest. Our camera then pans down to the Inquisition headquarters and city town. Currently, there is a small procession coming in of diplomats and whatnot negotiating with the Inquisition and starting up certain trade routes and et cetera, et cetera. There are also a few military commanders there discussing the Inquisition's role in some upcoming battles that may be happening with the Qunari. Mr. Eric the Scorchfist.
Sir.
You see the scouting party that had arrived a few hours ago. They've come back, and it looked like they were in quite the fight. And you actually have yet to go talk with anyone in particular of that party. You do see Serena come by, and it looks like she took some blows, but she seems to be okay. And there is also a pretty decent number of folk coming in from outside of the area.
Ooh. Well, look worried and hurry down to see if I'm needed for any healing. Woo-hoo.
I love that enthusiasm.
Yep, yep. He likes being helpful. Serena, as I come around the corner.
Oh, hey, Eric.
Looks like I missed something this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I thought you were supposed to coming with us, so I don't know what happened. Did you slip in?
Waiting for orders.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone need healing?
I don't know. I have like some. Well, well, I took a poison antidote or something, and I just have the tummy aches. I don't think. It will pass.
Oh, hit her with the neutralized poison just in case, because I got it memorized.
Okay, you cast neutralize poison on her, and Serena, you no longer have the cramps.
Oh, well, that was helpful.
Do you still feel weak?
I'm feeling better. That was useful, I suppose.
I'm
Uh,
glad to be of use.
well, you should have been there.
He shrugs, but say, waiting for orders. They still haven't even signed me in.
Oh, oh well.
They actually only just signed you in today,
Oh,
and they already had the party kind of going out, and they were going to assign you to it, but they wanted you to heal a couple people that came back from another mission that happened when the scouting party was going.
ah,
There were some scouts that came back from the north about that whole bandit problem, for those of you who read the bounty boards. And a couple of the scouts were dead. You had to heal a few of the others, but they went to go investigate the whole bandit problem just to see if they could, get some information and whatnot.
but
And
then
you lost a few
it seems a
few
little big.
scouts.
It seems a little bigger than we thought.
Hmm.
Oh, I might very well recognize a new lieutenant kind of person because, especially if they're dressed like Violeta is dressed, it's hard not to know.
Violetta does not appear to be dressed in any military garb. If you do
Oh
see
no,
around
darling,
campus,
no.
yeah, Violet is actually a level 20 monk. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. um, Arik, you do notice a few faces, and if Violet is doing anything around and about, you would notice her, but you wouldn't notice her in any military garb. And the only real people of military notice that you see are a couple people that have come back from the, or Colin who's come back from the scouting thing, and a few of traveling, what appear to be generals, along with the company that's come in and started talking with everyone.
Hmm.
You do notice, would Serena, Violet, and Eric all roll me perception checks. Let me see how these people do here.
Well, you get a group of rogues and a cleric with a high wisdom, so we should do fairly well.
28.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oops, I rolled in the general, but whatever. 22, 19. Okay, so
Oh,
oh wow, yeah, Serena's the only one that notices. Serena,
Yep.
you notice out of the procession that there are a couple individuals with some familiar, not. I mean, it doesn't really confirm anything, but it does look suspicious. Individuals wearing gray cloaks.
Okay.
They're among the procession of just people that have come in.
Is Arik there with me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna tag him. Say, Arik, I need you to do something for me. Can you?
ma'am.
Um, have you met Liliana?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, here's your chance. Uh, I need you to go and tell her that. There might be Tell her that we may have suspect people in the procession here, and I'm gonna keep an eye on them, but I might need some help. Okay? Can you manage that?
I believe so.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Now,
I'm eavesdropping on this, aren't I?
Yes.
Hmm.
Not to mention, you can literally just set your dagger somewhere, and your dagger will just tell you everything it knows.
so how many people are there? Could I
This,
blend in around them and snake so I can follow those gray bastards?
yeah, yes. Go ahead and roll me a stealth. For Violet and Serena, anyone who's watching the procession is about 50 people, like merchants, caravans, blah blah blah.
28.
All right.
That wasn't a good roll.
Let's roll for the other guy. Wow. So neither of them noticed you.
Oh, it was good enough, I guess.
So you kind of blend in with the crowd. You kind of make your way and just observe them. They appear to be talking with a couple of the diplomats. And you see one of the kind of diplomats.
Speak closer
Actually,
to your mic, though, so I can hear what they say.
yeah, you hear one diplomat talking with it, and roll me a perception, please.
Oh,
DC
fuck.
12.
Ooh, 32.
Yeah, you see the diplomat slip a bag of gold into one of the gray cloak's hands, and he tucks it under his cloak. You don't quite get close enough to hear, but when you do approach and you hear it, you hear the diplomat say, "You know your assignment. See you later." And then he kind of gives the guy like a pat on the back, almost like they're friends or whatever, and they just kind of up the illusion. And then the two gray cloaks start to head towards the the wealthier area of like kind of the village district of the Inquisition headquarters. I wonder who they're going after.
Yes, I have no idea.
I'll keep following them.
All right, you follow them around, and Miss Violette, are you stealthing right now and blending in, or are you just kind of you?
I'm gonna try and blend in, but I'm not trying to make it obvious that I'm stealthing.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth, because I need to see if they notice you at all.
Mm-hmm. $34.
They don't seem to notice you. They kind of walk on by, and Violette, you definitely recognize them when they come within, pretty easy walking distance of you. They have the exact same cloaks on that individual had, and they actually seem to be heading in the direction of your room in the manor. Seems
Hmm.
anyway.
Well, as I did state before, I did prepare my room. After that little incident, one cannot be too careful.
Is your room booby trapped?
Of course, after that incident, it has to be.
Would you go ahead and roll me 2 craft trap checks? See how well you did them, and then roll me a sleight of hand to see how well you hid them. And yes, your sleight of hand bonus applies to the trap hiding.
By the way, since I'm following them, do I see her there?
Have you even spoken with her at all?
No.
Well, you notice her, but you don't know who she is. You just know she's important. You haven't been really informed of her yet.
Yeah, I'll just keep following the gray cloaks. And my daggers are at the ready.
Okay. That's really nice, actually. With the exception of that one there. The Grey Cloaks continue to march on up to the manor area, and then one of them stops, holds up his hand, and they seem to talk about something very quietly. And then one of them stays at the manor, and then the other one splits off and starts coming back the way you guys were coming from.
Is there anything that I can hide behind?
You can easily avoid this side or just blend in.
I'm going to follow the one who turned back.
Okay.
Since I know that the other one is at this room, at least I know where he went. Although, fuck, I don't know if there's anyone in this room, technically.
So going back to Eric. If Wasted is here.
I'm here.
You run up to Liliana's room, and you notice it's very, very dark. And you can't see a whole lot in this room because a lot of the light's been blocked out.
Oh, I assume that is the door open?
No, the door's not open. Like you just, it's cracked open, but it's not like wide open.
Knock quickly and simply ask for her by name. I forgot the name again. One more time.
Liliana,
Madam Liliana.
come in, Eric.
And he makes his way in and shuts the door.
You don't really see where she is, but you can hear her voice coming off from somewhere to the right. And she says, "How may I help you?" What's
Milady, I
listening?
have words. Milady, I have words for your ears only.
Go on.
One of the members has alerted me that they believe that there is a double agent in the tower.
And who is this double agent, or who are these double agents?
That name was not given to me.
Roll me a wisdom check, please.
Control.
Wisdom?
Yes. 20 plus your wisdom modifier.
Well, you could have told her who sent you. She would probably get it.
She didn't ask yet.
You also remember that that they described as being wearing gray cloaks.
Mention that.
Well, I didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
The
I just told him that there might be suspect individuals.
oh, well,
But
that
if
wasn't
I
that
say
wasn't very
that,
smart.
well,
Um,
no, well, I wouldn't say it publicly there because I don't know who's listening. But Liliana would understand it if it came from me because I only know of them.
She pauses for a moment, nods, says, "All right, I'll discuss this with a few others." And she actually leaves the office with you, and she's like, "Come on, move. We have to go." And she closes the door behind her, and she says, "Go find Serena if you can, and if the individuals cause trouble, just take them out, preferably alive. But if matters dictate, then so be it."
Look at her kind of seriously. I haven't been alerted to all the intelligence. I'm simply a passerby, but I think I understand your meaning.
The individuals in the gray cloaks may be of another organization that has been giving us problems for a few weeks now. And although we have not seen their higher up members, they are believed to be extremely dangerous. So exercise caution. I'm going to get some aid, and we will see if we can't detain these individuals.
Nod, say nothing, and move on. And go directly to try to find the rogue, which should be very easy to find a rogue.
So you proceed back on down the stairwell. You go back out into the main area, and we'll go ahead and go back to Serena here. Serena, you follow this guy, and he kind of comes around the bend, and you notice that the moment he sees Eric coming down the steps, he like kind of he does a almost like a 360, and he kind of goes around and just pretends like he's going at a stand or whatnot.
Can I hide while he does that and coat my blade in a sleeping poison?
Yes, you
Ooh.
can coat your blade in poison.
I'll pretty much wait for him to have my back on me and I'll go stabby.
So you're just gonna go all like hidden blade status
Yeah, I'll
there.
go stabby, but not killy.
Roll me a stealth for this since you've declared an action against him.
42.
Oh, that's a really good roll, actually. Yeah, he has no idea you're approaching him. So go ahead and roll me an attack versus his flat-footed AC.
Well, if I do both blades, is there a chance that he will die?
No, it's sleeping poison, and I doubt
Okay,
that.
so
I
I'm gonna
doubt
do both things.
that just hits, and that hits. So go ahead and roll me 2d4 plus 4.
Nine.
Okay, so you do 9 damage to him as you stab him a couple times with the sleeping potion. Poison, and he's going to roll a will save for this, and I believe it's the base poison you had, so it's going to be DC 14.
It's the let me see, what's it called? Fuck. Sleep potion. It's called. Yes.
Okay, so he since this is an out of combat round, he's going to immediately spin and try and punch you. But after you stab him the second time, he'll fall asleep. So let's see what he does here. Does a 20 hit your AC?
My AC is 18. So,
so he hits you.
yes.
So he turns around and he punches you in the face for 6 damage, and then the poison starts to like get into his veins, and he's like, and then falls down.
I'm gonna start dragging him on the side. I see Eric. I tell him to. I give him a nod to come to me.
The man that's remaining near my house and didn't turn back, is he still there? Did he see what happened? What's his reaction?
He's back up. He's a little far out of sight from this at the moment, and he actually hasn't gone into your house right now. He's mostly standing by the door, and he seems to be waiting.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be, just like walking by, because this is the wealthy district. I'm sure a lot of Orlesians occupy this space, and to the individuals who have not been to Orlais, it can be quite confusing to differentiate one Orlesian individual from another, what with the dazzling display of colors and fashion. But I'm going to walk by, and I'm going to, and in quotation marks, sneeze, aka kind of sleeping dart.
Oh. Okay, so you've still got a stealth check on him. You've declared an action on him, so go ahead and roll a stealth check, and then roll me an attack versus his flat-footed AC using your dart rolls. And what poison is currently on your dart? Like, what kind would you like? I know you haven't gone over a few.
It would be a sleeping one.
Okay, so we'll do sleep. That'll be standard 14 to 15 DC. So, all right.
I do have something called Deadly Cocktail, which allows
That's
me to do
right.
it twice.
That's right. You can put double.
This
on,
is
so
why I
he'll
don't
have to-
fight. I prevent fights from happening.
Right. So he actually will have to make a much higher DC then. So yeah, go ahead and. roll
Yeah, the
your,
DC is like +2 or something.
Yeah, so he'll have to roll like a 17 to get past it.
21. I don't know what's with my rolls.
And is that your stealth check?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see.
Shouldn't it be a sleight of hand?
Well, the thing is that it's. I would say it would be a sleight of hand if you were like coming up and trying to like steal something from him or do something to try and like avoid gaze with sleight of hand. But stealth is like encompassing anything
concealing
sneaky. Like if you,
actions.
for example, if you wanted to go up and conceal something from him or steal from him, I would say yeah, do a sleight of hand. Or if you wanted to like shuffle a deck of cards really fancy or do something crazy dexterous with your hands, that would be sleight of hand.
The sneeze could be bluff.
Yeah, that is true. The sneeze could also be bluff, but he'll buy that much. I don't even in terms of like your fakeness of just being a civilian, that
Yeah.
much is easy enough. You can just take 10 on that, and he'll believe that he's not.
Oh, that I'm innocent. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then so your stealth. Let me see. He doesn't
21.
really.
14.
He doesn't really seem. He doesn't notice you. So go ahead and roll attack versus flat foot. Let's see.
And what would that be?
That would be the number of your darts bonus. Like if you look by your knife, it'll show like how much you get to hit, but then your darts also should be there down below.
Dart. It has dart, and then it says dart jolting.
Which one do you wish to use?
I don't know what jolting means.
Jolting is probably for like killing, so you'll probably want to use the normal dart.
Oh, okay. This would be ranged technically, so +11.
Mm-hmm.
Is that including the dex, or do I add that on top?
Plus 11 is total, so that's what you roll. 1d20 plus 11.
27.
That will very easily hit his flat foot AC. And
He
go
would
ahead and
then
roll.
need to roll.
Yep, roll damage first.
I mean, I don't want to do too much, but it doesn't do
It
too much
doesn't
anyway.
do much. Dart doesn't do much.
It's
You-
less the damage and more the application.
Yeah, you will not kill this guy with a dart.
Well, we're not going
Yeah.
for kill.
I got 1. It's perfect amount. It's perfect. I only wanted minimal damage anyway. It leaves very little trace.
So you come up and you're like,
It's
oh yeah, wow, he fails miserably. So he gets hit in the neck, and then he's like, ugh, and then he falls unconscious.
well, before he like collapses onto the ground, I want to like have him I want to step up and have him kind of I want to catch him so it looks like I'm
Oh, okay.
consoling the man.
Okay, I see
And
what
I
you're
will
saying.
turn him away so that it looks like his back is facing everyone, and I'm just, rubbing the back of his head. Because this is a turbulent time. A lot of people have died, so I'm just consoling the man. But I'm also going to
Aw.
be rifling through his possessions to see if there are anything
We, on the
similar.
other hand, we're carrying this bastard up to Liliana.
Yep. So you're carrying that guy. Princess is consoling and being very appreciative of the other guy.
Mm,
You go through his things. You find a scimitar that has been coated in some kind of poison. You
mhm.
find a dagger. You find a bag of 10 gold, and you find some
Another
string. And some,
note?
let's see. Does this guy have a note on him? No, but he does have a brooch with the symbol on it.
Okay,
Um,
that's also good.
Other than that, he doesn't appear to have too much on him.
Can I make the nobility roll?
You may.
22.
Okay, the brooch doesn't appear to be any noticeable family. The brooch appears to be a typical seal that you see in a lot of the big cities for like merchant stuff. For like it's a almost kind of a seal or badge of like that. Hey, I'm like with a merchant's guild, or hey, I'm with a trading guild, or something. And it's typically used to allow people easier access into certain ports and whatnot. In terms of relation to a family, though, it doesn't seem to have any.
Mm-hmm. I will take that off of his hands.
And then Eric and Serena are kind of dragging this unconscious body back up to Liliana's office, or back up to the wherever the holding cells are.
Yeah,
Um,
in the rookery. There's a lot of steps, so Eric, brace yourself. Because you're carrying the bulk of it.
We good. What have we done? But I don't know what we've done, but we're good. Let's just. If
Oh,
anyone,
by the way, I have rope. I can tie the bastard.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
if anyone,
I'm gonna tie the bastard.
and if anyone looks around and says, "Hey, what's going on here?" I can say, "The poor man's sick. Please, let me help him."
Roll a bluff.
Oh damn! Why? He is sick. It's not a lie.
So I'll give you a +2 then,
Thank
Does
you.
because it looks convincing.
I'm not that good at this. And girls are like, "You lie like a bitch."
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I think that would be much better. But without looking, I'm betting my bluff is a 0.
Okay, I can do it. Do I get the +2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have to act busy and check his
20,
pulse. and stuff.
27.
Very nice. A couple people come up and they're like, "What's going on?" And you're like, everything's fine. No worries, he's sick." Most people seem to just buy it. So you go back up to the holding cell area, and Liliana comes over around the corner, and she sees that you already have this hand, and she points over to one of the holding cells.
Yeah.
And you strip this guy down. He's got a scimitar, a dagger, some ropes, other etc. things on him. He has a bag of like 10 gold. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This was the guy who was handed the gold. So this guy actually has a bag of like 500 gold.
Wow.
Right money.
I think. Well, He probably had a specific target if he received that much gold. It was given by one of the diplomats, I believe.
Did you see which diplomat it was?
I don't know them by name. Probably if I see him again. Would I be able to recognize him if I see him again, Brandon?
You'd have to roll a check, but yeah, you could give it a
This
shot.
is my specialty, bitch.
What? Well, I don't know who they are, but if I see them, I could say it's that guy. That's not your specialty. That's like,
If they
what do
were
I need to
all
roll for
legit,
that?
they
Well,
probably
she
have
has.
a mask on.
Yeah, she also has eidetic memory, so.
Do I?
No, Viola does.
Oh, okay.
Diplomat.
Yeah, but she didn't see that go down. I saw that go down.
Let's see. So
'Cause
Liliana's
this
going to
is-
station a few people at, and then she's going to motion you to come down and go into the main living area where all the diplomats are.
Okay. What would I need to roll for that?
When you go back down into the living area, you look around. Roll me a d20 plus either your wisdom modifier or intelligence modifier.
Okay. That's not good enough, man.
That's a botch.
That's a botch, yes.
With all the colors and different faces and new faces and old faces kind of merging together, you can't really seem to recall which one precisely did it. You just remember they looked wealthy.
Well, in the other crowd, they stood out more, and here they all look the same to me. I wish I could have helped you more.
It's all right, Serena. Understood. And she goes and talks to some people and then just seems to whisper something. She comes back to you and she says, keep posted, keep alert. There may be more in the city. There may actually be a few that are undressed in their typical garb. These two may have just been a diversion. So keep your eyes open.
Okay. Will do.
And she seems to just disappear into the shadows.
I would like to get the attention of a guard if I can discreetly wave them over.
A god? Oh.
Oh,
Guard, one of the
by the way, we probably told Liliana that there's a second one, right?
yes. Eventually, Violette, it actually takes a little bit longer than it probably should have, but you do eventually see an individual come walking by, and he appears to be of guard stature, and you discreetly kind of like wave him down, and he comes over and he's like, yes, Miss Violette?
I didn't give him my name. Do
You
people
didn't.
know me?
No,
Interesting.
no, that's the thing is you didn't give this guy your name.
Very interesting. Caught that real quick. No, I don't like that. Can I just automatically be like, do I have to roll to catch that, or does she just know it?
Well, that's actually something pretty out. Like you called it. You caught it as a character, so you would definitely catch it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you did not give this man your name. But he is in proper garb. He does not appear to be threatening. You can roll a sense motive with a high
Yes, I
DC to see if I'm gonna say DC 18 for this, since it's kind of difficult to discern just from when someone just randomly walks up to you.
But this is her area of expertise too, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. But I also have, I have a lot of evidence that I have at my disposal to kind of like cross-reference. If I see, that ring on his finger, for instance. $25.
Easily.
Yeah.
This guy, when he says, when he states his name and whatnot, he's telling the truth, and he does not appear to be hostile to you at all, and he does not appear to have any malcontent or does not seem to be shifty in any way.
Just means he's professional.
It may mean that he's a little bit more than a typical guard.
Mm-hmm. Do I see any signs of, what he could be, or is it just that?
Yeah, you see a tiny, the little symbol that Liana has on her chest.
Mm-hmm.
You see a very, 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 very small insignet ring that he has that has that symbol
Uh, yes, I know who you work for, and your secret is safe with me, but your employer will find it very interesting, in my opinion, to know that this individual has been tasked with potentially harming me.
on.
Check them. Poison blade, a strange insignia, gold. There was another one. I don't know where he went.
He blinks for a moment. He actually looks somewhat genuinely surprised, and he says, very well then. It seems that you're up to speed. How can I? Do you wish for me to pass this message along? And should we throw this fellow in a cell here?
No, it's okay. No, I know. Yes, that would be good.
Right. I will call in an aide and pretend that he is a sick man who needs to see medical attention.
Yes. Here you go. And then I kind of just pass him off onto the man.
You pass him off, and the guy calls over another guard, and they both kind of pick him up and carry him like a sick person.
Oh,
And they both go and.
Many sick people today.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it
I
is
will,
hot. It is hot. It's about 106 right now.
I'll check my house to see if it has
We're
been
at the
booted
devil's
up.
crotch.
You go into your home
Mm-hmm.
and you check around. It doesn't appear that anyone's done anything from the inside. However, you do notice something interesting. No one's been in here. Nothing's been touched, and none of the traps have gone off. But there is a window open. Your left side window on the far side has been open, but there's no traps triggered. There's no dust. There's nothing to indicate that someone's been in here. And when you go to the window and look out, you can see, for the very briefest of moments, just very quickly across your vision, maybe about 1 second of sight, you see a little glimmer off in one of the fields as you look out over the battlements, kind of over on a hillside. You see what looks like a little tiny glint, something shining or something.
Mm-hmm. How far away is that?
Oh, 200 yards.
I'm
How much is
immediately
that in
going.
normal numbers?
What?
How much is that in normal numbers?
Are you telling me you don't use yards over there in Greece?
Well, first of all, no. Second of all, I'm not in Greece. Third of all,
Uh,
only you guys are using it.
182 meters.
yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
She is immediately going to close close the window, lock it, booby trap it if need be, and then she is going to check the most important parts of her information, although her information is coded to a person that is who has enough time. Anything can be deciphered. So she's going to have a look at what's missing.
There is nothing missing, and nothing has been tampered with.
Nothing.
Indeed. You
What's being
notice
planted?
nothing's been planted either. However, you're noticing with the positioning of the window and your table, if someone was to look through, say, maybe a spyglass or a telescope at that particular section of the window from that hill you saw the shine in, they might be able to see you writing something on your desk. And they might be able to actually see what it is if they're clever enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good thing that I closed the window like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have curtains?
Probably. I'm rich.
She probably does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably close those too.
Yeah. But I'm gonna, close the window, booby trap it, draw the curtains, kind of I'm gonna even hide. I'm gonna hide things in new places this time, just to be careful, because information given to me is supposed to remain secret.
Indeed. You do so.
Should I make another craft trap thing?
You can take 10 on it, or you can really roll this one to see if you can make it really well. It depends on what you want to do.
I may as well.
Sure.
As a quick side note, I almost rolled up a rogue inquisitor or investigator. So if we had an assassin, investigator, and a diplomat, fuck.
Actually,
How
Winter,
cool would that have been?
interestingly enough, Winter rolled up a Inquisitor fighter dwarf.
Investigator with the or fighter dwarf. Oh, wait, okay.
Inquisitor, Inquisitor fighter dwarf. 19.
Oh, nice.
What is with my fucking rolls?
I mean, it's hidden pretty well.
Christine, I'm giving you your rolls back. I don't like them.
You can keep them. I don't want
No,
them.
I'm good. I'm good.
No. You can't. No backsies. No takesies, backsies.
No,
It's okay.
you-
I'll take them. I'll take them. Oh wait, I'm rolling like shit too.
Mm,
We're all rolling like shit, apparently.
All right.
But
So
that bodge at the thing,
Yeah.
that hurt. I felt it.
you booby trap your office fairly well, and you look around. You do all your stuff, and you seem to be pretty good.
Mhm.
And that's when your dagger pipes up, and it starts to kind of chuckle.
mm.
And you said joining the Inquisition wouldn't be fun.
I didn't say that it wouldn't be fun. I said that it wouldn't be in my taste.
Hmm. Well, I thought you should know, milady, that that there are a couple diplomats down there, although claiming to be probably members of peace or merchants, that have some interesting magical auras coming from them.
Go on.
Well, I know one of them is definitely an apostate. As for the other one, we might have one with some sort of magical items on him, perhaps?
Let's focus on the apostate. Bring to my mind what they look like.
Let's see, I believe he was in a red robe with a.
Can he not project? Can it not project an image of what they look like?
It doesn't have image projection, but he can talk with you in words. That's about what
Okay.
he can do.
And daggers are boys.
It's a he. He describes to you red and gold robes, very blonde hair. He actually has sigils of Kirkwall on him, which is fairly distinguishable since there aren't too many other people from Kirkwall here. And he doesn't appear to be armed or had any escorts with him.
He doesn't need to be armed to be dangerous if he's an apostate. The description doesn't match with the hero of Kirkwall, does it?
No, you know this for a fact that you also know that the hero of Kirkwall is a woman.
Right.
And Sir Rawhawk is actually in the Inquisition at this time, and you have seen her walking around here or there, so you know that it's not her.
Where was this individual last?
When we walked by the procession and everyone was coming in and getting gathered into the meeting hall, that was the last I saw him.
Do you think that they would still be around that area?
It's possible.
Let's go check then. And I'm gonna be on my merry way after I've hidden everything, placed my traps, and locked my doors, including the windows, and go toward the area specified by my companion.
You go into the meeting hall area, and it's very somewhat reminiscent of Rhodesia here. There's a lot of people. It's typical diplomat and merchant gathering.
Mhm.
People talking about rumors, people talking about business, people discussing stuff with the Inquisition. You can even see the High Inquisitor there talking with some people with his one arm.
Question: Is
Mhm.
that the place where Liliana took me to identify the?
Yes, Serena, you are
Am I
sitting
still
there.
there?
Yes.
Can I try to pretend I'm a servant or something?
In other words, do you want to just act like you're a handmaiden or something to someone, or
Just
Do you look like a handmaiden?
if I wear the right
she's
clothes.
she's got a great disguise. So,
Well, it's
you
not
also
great, but it's okay, I guess.
do you wish to use robe disguise?
Yes.
Okay. So you go and you change really quickly, and you disguise yourself as one of the servants going around pouring food or pouring wine, and handing out food.
I love pouring
Yeah,
food.
I'm gonna be the wine girl.
So if you are the wine girl, then yeah, you'll definitely run into Violette because I know Violette's gonna ask for some freaking wine. I just know it's going to happen.
Not yet.
Oh, it's
Maybe a
going.
little
Oh,
later.
it's going to. It's going to. It's going.
Yeah.
There will not be a single session that you will have that will not have a piece of wine in your hand.
Uh-huh.
Do I need to roll the disguise thing, or I have to roll that if someone suspects me?
You can just take 10, and you'll just roll it when someone starts to suspect you. So
Okay.
just take 10. All right. So you go around pouring wine, and Violette, you come in.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look around, and you eventually manage to see a guy who matches the description. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Now, because I've got very specific things to look for, do I get a bonus?
+2.
I think I should roll two since I would have seen
Well, this is
21.
fine dressed lady.
well. You can roll to see if you notice this, but yeah, 21 that easily spots him
29.
very easily. So Violette, you see him, and Christine or Serena, you see a Violette's character come into the main dining hall. You see she comes in from the outer area.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on her and what
Her
she's
face
doing.
is obscured by a big, ornate mask that looks like maybe a moth or a butterfly. She's beautiful.
Yeah, I really don't care.
She also has a scorpion tail. Sadly, Miss Violette, she is not a lesbian. No, uh, yeah. So you explode. No, I'm just kidding.
I am going to not make a beeline. I'm going to do that Orlesian dance, walk, talk with one person, move closer, and go on and on and on. Maybe get a glass of wine.
Sure. I have the jug right here.
She pours you a glass of wine, and it's actually really good since the Inquisition just got a requisition for some new vineyard, and it's
Oh,
pretty damn
good. It
good.
doesn't taste like mud water. It's great,
No, it tastes very good, very sweet.
but not too sweet.
Sweet
No,
is not a good descriptor for good wine, dude.
It is back in those days.
Some of us like it dry.
well, back in those days, it was a lot of
Everything was
wine.
dry.
Yeah, a lot of wine was tended to be watered down. So if you had sweet wine, that was good wine. Um, you can go ahead and make your way over. And yeah, this guy looks like he's fairly tall, gentleman, blonde, white skin. If you had to take a guess, you'd say that he is indeed a native of Kirkwall.
Mhm.
Bright blue eyes, very noble looking. Um, has red and gold robes with the symbol of Kirkwall on the back.
Mm-hmm.
and he appears to be discussing something with another merchant.
Oh, I'd like to hear about what they're discussing.
Okay, you're able to come in. I'll just say you can take 10 on the perception, not too hard to kind of
Mhm.
listen in. And conversation goes as follows. Hello, Mr. Mr. Vandegar. Oh, hi, Jason. And then for a moment there, it gets kind of blurry that they seem to just be doing pleasantries. And then as it clears up a bit, he says, so I take it that your companion here has, yes, Christine, you do it. I take it that your companion here has paid off our associates. Oh, yes. And they are doing their task as we speak. Yes, we should be getting a momentary distraction enough for our.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Oh, good day, milady. And he does the classic. They both do the classic noble greetings.
Mm-hmm. I have a fan out. I'm fanning. As you said, it is a hot day.
Mhm.
Does this individual seem to have that ring on him? That like merchant ring that you were talking about?
He does.
The Kirkwall guy?
Hmm.
And what about the merchant?
As well.
Hmm.
Both.
Funny, I've got one on my finger as well. And as I'm like fanning myself, I'm not making it obvious, but you know, the hand is there.
They kind of the guy on the right doesn't seem to notice, but the Kirkwall guy does seem to notice a bit, and he says something very unusual. He comes up to you and he says, he's just kind of talking, and he blends this question in with what he's talking very well. You
Oh,
can
but
tell
I
this
play
guy,
the game.
indeed, you can tell this guy is really good at what he does, but you do catch it. But he starts off like this. Well, it's we were just discussing some trade that we are doing in the East, and uh, tell me, have you ever heard the old sailor's motto, "The whale sets sail in the East, but where do they go when they go to the West?" And then he looks at you curiously.
As if to answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Can you say that
I?
again? Because I'm keeping notes here.
When the whale sets sail in the East, there is profit. What does the whale do when it goes to the West?
Is there something I can roll?
Um,
Since I'm, you know, all about decryptifying.
roll me a knowledge nobility difficulty 22, because this is going to be really hard.
God.
It's very subtle and obscure.
Do I see anybody in the room that I recognize?
You see a lot of people you recognize. There's the Inquisitor. There's Cassandra. There's a couple other people walking around.
I wave from the corner. I wave from the corner with a glass of
Yeah,
wine.
there's Eric. There's other people there.
I'm going to look at Arik and try to catch his attention with my eyeballs.
I give you a slight nod as a kind of a confirmation that I've had the discussion you wanted.
Oh, I have an idea. Yes. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to extend my hand for a handshake.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like I'm about to speak, but it's like, like a pleasantry thing.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to touch the hilt of my blade or graze it on him so that my blade can sift through his brain and see what the answer is.
Now, granted, the blade can do this. However, there is a thing about it. When entering another being's mind, there are several things that happen. One, the being is aware of it. Two, they do get a resistance check to resist something talking to them in their mind or doing whatever. So
Never mind then. I cancel it. I will just instead use Coke's information.
Ooh, so that is a bluff, I believe. You're using one of the
It
powers I gave you.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
And let's see, what does he roll against you?
A rogue with this talent can use bluff or diplomacy in place of intimidate to force an opponent to act friendly towards her. That's it.
Okay, so it would just be literally his will save versus your bluff, which I think you're going to beat him on.
Hmm.
So go ahead and roll your bluff, and I think you get a
Jesus
plus
Christ.
2, and you get a plus 2 on this because you're using your ability.
36?
Jinkies.
11.
Ooh.
So
So tell
you
me, what
succeed.
does?
He looks at you for a moment, and as you start chatting a bit, he says, "Well, I suppose I could tell you. It's an old little nursery rhyme that me and my friends used to have coded, and so we could be like all secretive and whatnot when we were kids. When the whale sets sail in the east, there's profit. When the whale goes to the west, there is always death. Because we have had not much good trade in the west for some time."
Maybe not a good trade, but good looks.
He kind of gets he although he's friendly to you and you're basically forced him to be friendly.
Hmm.
He's being very friendly and very open, but he's still being very professional.
For sure.
And he's just kind of going along with it, and he's like, "Oh, madame, you do me an honor."
Servant, wine.
Right away, lady.
Oh, I like this side of you, Christine. We should keep you around. I'll take
I'm just pretending, you know. That's what I've done.
I'll take the 2 glasses, and I would like to roofie him. Make
Okay,
him
so
more pliable.
in other words, so technically you would have a poison. There is actually a poison that does this. Let me see what I can get for you here.
Well, can I do a perception check to see if I see what she's trying to do and maybe assist her?
Yeah, what she's gonna do is
But you don't. For all you know, I could be the enemy.
well, indeed,
Mm.
but one thing another. You're gonna have to roll a sleight of hand to poison it
That's
without
okay.
anyone seeing you because you're in a public place.
Mm.
It will not count as hiding a weapon, so you'll just get your normal.
I got 22 on the perception check.
So go ahead and roll
Okay,
sleight
look,
of
I've got a
hand.
backup lie just in case someone calls me out.
Yeah,
You never do something without a good lie.
botch.
20.
Okay,
So
so
she sees it.
let me see if the other guy notices it.
No. Oh fuck.
Wow. Yeah,
Isn't
he's-
this really pretty stained glass?
well,
I think
he's
I'm gonna look her straight in the eye to see an indication that she's on my team.
okay. So I'm gonna say some things that happen here. First off,
Mm.
the guy is kind of more paying attention to 2 things in particular
Mm-hmm.
that are below Violette's chin and just slightly below her neck. But
And elevated because corset.
yes, and so Serena kind of looks at you, Violette, and you realize that she notices what you're doing. And when she does notice what you're doing, because you are very experienced at this, and she is also very experienced at this kind of stuff,
Thieves can't.
that literally that's what happens. You and her, yeah, exactly. You and her have eye contact, and both of you immediately catch on that neither one of you is who they appear to be. And yes, Serena, I forgot to tell you about this, but because you are both professional decoders, you both have thieves' cant, so you can actually speak to one another in code, and no one will know what you're saying unless they know
Without
thieves' cant.
words. You can
Ooh,
also
Yes.
use sign language, body language, the fucking fluttering of an eye.
Great.
So, like, to her, she's like, battering her eyelashes at you and kind of like making flamboyant finger twitches and things. But it's probably just because she's a noble woman. Right, wrong.
So, what do you two wish to convey to each other that no one else in the room knows what the hell you're doing?
To that individual, I'm going to tell the woman. What am I going to say? I'm going to say, he is not as friendly as he seems.
Let's see what I would reply to that. Because I don't know her, so I have to determine that she's with us. So if she is a member of the Inquisition, she probably has some sort of way to that someone outside of the organization wouldn't know, right?
Indeed, and they gave you all sigils.
Oh,
So we're-
I will slightly move my part of my dress aside, so my sigil and
Yep.
and
So-
pretty much ask her if this is also yours.
So Violette,
Sure.
she is a member of the Inquisition.
She'll move her neck to the side, and you will see a sigil engraved on the inside of her mask. On one of the wing flutters.
Okay. In that case, I will make sure I position myself in such a way that none of the other guys can see what's going on with the wine, and then I will continue on, still being nearby, because I'll pretend to be like her personal wine girl.
I mean, you look
Very,
like a
very
handmaiden.
nice.
You could be mine.
Well, yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So he'll drink the wine, and I'll go ahead and have a. It's he's gonna have to constantly keep rolling against this because it's out of combat here. So let's go ahead and see if he at least fails one of them. I'll do 3 checks here. These will be fortitude.
And I am kind of like leading him towards, like, the balcony area, like somewhere
Question,
a bit
though.
private.
What about the other guy? Because they were discussing it together with that other guy, so that other guy must be in on it.
With conversation, like you know how to make it that the other person isn't wanted in the conversation.
Yeah, he kind of sees that maybe that secret discussion he was having with his friend can be held at another time, and the merchant guy kind of goes off and just chats and talks about, and you and the Kirkwall guy kind of sit.
Yes, I'm
and
still
talk,
up.
and he starts with
Yep.
he starts to kind of discuss some things with you and just talk just very casually, but you can tell he's starting to get a little bit more like as time passes, depending upon how much you gave him. As time starts to pass, you can tell that the wine, in combination with the drug you gave him, is starting to kind of push things along. Like you can tell he's starting to get a little bit smashed.
Question: does Arik or myself have eyes on the other guy?
You can keep eyes on the other guy. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know who the other guy is at this moment. But I am watching the girls. But to say I'm keeping an eye out. Well, more on you. I know less about what Princess is doing, because you haven't told me that I need to be watching for Princess.
Indeed.
Because you
And
give me little information.
Yeah, and you did not know that exchange. What in the hell was going on? All you saw was just.
And I'm catching none of the intrigue, right?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
catching
getting
none
none
of
of
the
it.
intrigue she's doing. It's 5 levels above my head, just like everyone else at the party. So I'm really just watching you, hon. About to say, but since you're serving her, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I'm looking at the other guy, and I'm hoping that you will notice that I'm looking at the other guy, so that you keep
That's
eyes on the other
easy
guy.
enough to do.
Send me she needs to send me a check that I can do a sense motive to see what she's looking for.
Well, yeah, it's just
Or-
roll a sense motive. Roll a perception or sense motive. Wasted.
I think they're both pretty good. Go wisdom score. Good lord, this sheet is a mess. Oh, sorry. 12 or 12. 12 or 12.
So either way.
But I rolled shit. 16.
That's enough to do it.
I said that might be enough at the 15. Thank you.
Okay,
Then
so pretty much this is an order or a suggestion rather to keep an eye on the other guy in case I need to, survive. I suppose.
I do try to keep him in eyesight and keep myself in between that guy and the lady in the butterfly. I don't know who you are, princess, but I could tell that
Well, she's
Serena
the
is doing something with you. You know what I mean? There's something going on with you. You and her are playing a game. I just don't know what it is. So I'm considering you friendly, but that's it. I'm a little lost. But I am also watching the guy you're looking at. Okay, moving. Gotcha.
Good. Now I can focus on the wine. Because the wine is the most important thing. Someone's typing vigorously.
Boop-a-boop.
Sorry, that was me.
Oh,
So you observe for a while, and things just kind of go about their normal ways. And Wasted.
Claw. Yes.
You you feel kind of an odd little twitch kind of hit like the side that kind of makes you look over at the guy, but then you feel another twitch over by the doorway, and like something just is kind of almost beckoning you to look, and you look over by the doorway, and you think for a second you see someone dart out of the room. Like not in a walking casual way, like someone just went.
Look down at my drink, but say, did the girls seem? Well, hold on. Did the girls seem to notice? Did they do anything, or are they continuing their?
Serena and Violette did not notice this. Only you did.
Sip on my wine and intentionally suck it down my lung, so I can have a little coffee fit.
Okay. You do so.
And I assume if one or two eyes look at me, I raise my hand in the apologies. And when the girls look up, I will try to meet Serena's eyes. I can try to play this game too. I just won't be as good as you all are.
okay. Do I need to roll anything for that, or is blatantly obvious?
He starts blatantly coughing, and you
Okay,
can
I'm gonna
over
look
and
at
notice him.
Just as soon as I hit your eyes, I glance toward the hallway where I saw the person poof away and give you the wide eye a little bit. That's as far as
I will discreetly turn around and look towards the hallway. Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
You look around, and yeah, you think you see one of the nobles kind of exit the area, and they seem to be heading back to the caravan.
It's
In a
not,
very
it's not the guy we were watching, though, is it?
No, it just appears to be another merchant.
Okay.
And they just appear to be moving really fast, like they're in a hurry
Okay.
to like
I'll I,
get moving.
I'll go and follow him. I'll roll a stealth.
Go ahead.
I think I should also apologize. I think I've had enough tonight.
86.
Thank everyone for their lovely time.
Yeah.
And
No worries.
I hope you don't leave the room because I'm leaving the room and I
Um,
need eyes on the other guy though.
well,
It's
that's
okay.
exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to come around a corner and meet you. About the same and try to go with you.
Oh fuck no! Why
No.
would you do that?
Because as soon as you started heading out, I assume maybe I should go with you because I'm still ill-informed about
You
information.
have to roll your perception, see if you see me anymore because I went into stealth.
Then that's a problem because I probably won't.
Roll perception DC 26.
Jinkies.
All right, I'm back.
So
And yeah,
Nope.
then what's the wise thing to do then?
okay, so either way, you two exit because you see this guy kind of booking it towards the caravan, and you're both gonna go outside. And Serena, you're the only one that notices this, but you see the merchant guy climb up into one of the wagons, and he doesn't come out. And you go and you look in the wagon. There's no one there.
Is there anything in that wagon that indicates that something is afoot?
I
Nope.
leave for a second. What happened?
There was another guy another person of interest who looked like they were suspicious, and they got investigated.
Suspicious
They went
bitch.
out.
We had real good rolls.
But Wasted, if you are leaving, thank you for playing.
No, I mean I was leaving
Oh, okay.
to
okay.
follow them. Yeah, about to say I was
Okay.
going to cough, say thank you for the evening, and leave the party, and then see if I can catch Serena to follow her to make sure she's okay following the mystery person. But yes, I realize trying to follow her means I come outside and am immediately lost.
And probably ruin my work and lose eyes on the guy.
So instead, I pull up along the side of the wall like you're supposed to and take a leak. And
Not on this fucking building.
but I might see her when she goes over to the cars.
I have chalk in my bag, so I'm gonna do a marking on the caravan so I know which one it is on the underside of it, so nobody else sees it. And I'm going to head back into the mess hall.
When you go into the
So-
wagon,
Oh, fuck.
Did you check the ceiling?
Free me.
Need to get the fuck out of there.
I probably need to get checked. But
If,
anyway,
if the voices in your head last longer than 4 hours, consult a doctor.
Yeah, I was like, what kind of
Yeah,
STI?
I'm gonna check under the card so I know which one it is, and I'm gonna head back in so I
Okay.
can
And,
eyes on the second guy.
yep.
I
And
hope
Eric.
there.
Yep. And Eric, you see them. You go back inside. Yeah, the guy's still there. Nothing's happened.
What
But
am I doing with my
we will go out
prey?
to Violette.
I'll
You're
try
out.
to give Eric wine, and I'm gonna tell him next time don't follow, just keep your eyes on the target.
All right.
Very well. Sorry.
Going serving wine.
We go over to Violet, and you're still out on the balcony with the other guy, and he's getting smashed because the poison in wine is just.
Poison is such a violent word. I'd just say an additive.
There you go.
He's
An answer.
enjoying himself. I'm helping him. And I'm going to take full advantage of his now looser lips, so to speak, and try and get him to talk about things he normally wouldn't. And not like he'll remember, not what with the hangover and all.
So he'll kind of go about some stuff, and he starts to kind of reveal that, like, he's a merchant from Kirkwall. He even tells you he's an apostate. and then he starts to kind of fade a bit. And then, right as he's about to tell you some more stuff, he actually passes out.
All right. I'm going to see if I can call one of the servants over. Maybe the wine girl if she's around. She seemed interesting. She knew how to understand
Indeed.
me.
You're able to call Serena over, catch her eye fairly quickly.
Wine maiden.
I believe they
I'll
were
go
called.
down fast, yeah. Like
I
the
believe they
first
were called winches.
No, not here.
I'm a
So
wine
Serena,
girl.
she Violette calls you over again.
And I go out to the balcony. My lady, how
Hello.
may I help you?
Hello, sweet girl. This individual seems to have enjoyed himself far too much for him to handle. He cannot hold his liquor, apparently. Um, I thought that the men in Kirkwall had stronger stomachs, a better constitution. I guess I was wrong.
Don't worry, my lady. I will get someone to carry him out while I distract his friend.
And what's cool is you guys say that all in sign language.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We just do like a very impressive interpretive dance.
you just play
I
patty cake
take
for a little bit.
I bend over. I take the bottom of my dress and I just go. Like, I become
The
my own umbrella.
the man gets carried off, and he gets brought to the guest quarters, of course. Um, and as for that, one more thing, Mr. Eric,
Sir.
you have been asked to show a lot of the new guard recruits some hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
You've been requested by Commander Cullen. Probably at another time we'll role play it, but they want you to basically train a lot of the new recruits in hand-to-hand combat.
Tell them I can certainly do that. There are others that are better at that. I expect my uses to be more useful for my magic, but yeah, no problem. I can start them
They
on
want
a
you-
full training
yep.
regimen.
They want you and Miss Hawk to go out and train some of the recruits in that. But they also want you there so like if the training gets too rough, that they can be healed.
Oh, good point. Ooh, so we could be really rough.
Indeed, when you've got healers around, you can go full contact.
And this is how you break their arm when they mess up with that punch. Wham!
Mm.
Medic!
Going back to Miss Violette, since Serena has stepped out for the moment. Other than that, not much happens.
I'm back.
Your
Oh.
dagger speaks, though.
Okay.
Something seemed a little fishy there.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Okay.
Something seemed just a little fishy there, milady. I can't tell what it was, but I think he used some kind of magic there. I can't really tell. I don't think he's as wasted as he claims.
No, probably not. But we have someone watching him, and I'm about to do this. And I'm going to like turn and look towards my wine maiden. Such a beautiful name for a beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And now about that. Oh, I poisoned him as well. The man that we have had escorted away, I heard a rumor. Care to know?
Certainly.
I hear that he is actually an apostate.
Hmm.
I hear that he has been using magic within these grounds without permission. And I hear that he is in league with a merchant guild that hires assassins to kill women.
Hmm.
And I may have evidence of this.
Is the merchant the other gentleman?
No, it's the
Yeah.
one that she was talking with.
The man that was speaking with him before I came over is more than likely involved.
Yes, I could tell by their conversation.
You look like a girl that appreciates the finer things in life. Look! And then she gestures to the ring on her finger that got that special insignia. Isn't this pretty? But like in thief language, it's
Yes.
look at this.
Oh, my lady, this is very beautiful indeed. Such a marvel to observe. I'll make a mental note of the insignia.
I like this. This is cool.
Not to mention the guy who was listening in on you just rolled a 1.
What do you mean, guy that's looking for us? God damn
Your thieves
Who is
can't
that
has
guy?
your thieves can't has succeeded.
it.
You don't know because he crit on his stealth.
Mm. I mean, it's not
What? There's
automatic
someone. There's someone
invisibility.
there that we
You
don't
are
see.
welcome. You are welcome to roll perception to see if you can actually catch this guy. Though I doubt.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
No. What did this guy roll?
32.
Oh fuck this
Fucking
guy.
yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, so we're just to this individual that's listening to us, we're being really boring. We're talking
Exactly.
about jewelry,
They
we're talking
don't-
about the party.
Yeah, they're having. But not only that, they probably could have started discerning it because they actually know thieves can't too. But they rolled a 1, so nope, not
So
happening.
yeah, even then they're just like, wow, they really are just two boring bitches. But yes, we have that riveting secret conversation and secret secrets. But I will also suggest that someone should go and check or like station a Templar outside of his room because I suspect that he isn't as smashed as he is giving himself off to be. In fact,
At which point I will excuse myself and go find probably Cassandra maybe because
she's not a Templar though. Oh, she's got special shit though.
this is the best.
You actually
Yeah.
find. Hold on a sec. You find Cassandra milling about, and she says,
Probably very
Um,
uncomfortable.
"Yeah." She says, "Yes, Serena." She actually looks almost relieved that she sees someone that might have something different for her to do.
Um, I will whisper in her ear, pretend I'm a servant, and follow me. And I will kind of try and look like concerned and try to get her attention.
Yep,
Yeah.
Cass buys it pretty well, and she plays it off. Comes walking with you.
And while we're walking, I will whisper to her again, very, very quietly. Ah, need you to watch a guy.
Is this the one I just saw escorted?
Yes.
I see. Hmm. Yes. Lily
Mention
told
that he's an apostate.
He's an apostate.
I see. Yes, Lily told me of a possibility about this. I will have Templar stationed with him, and I will watch him myself as well. Thank you for letting me know about this.
I'll get back to the mess hall. There's some more suspicious activity going on.
Of course, Serena.
And I'll
Kind
go
of-
back and take the jug of wine again and do my
She,
rounds.
you see, you see Cassandra kind of rustle up a bit, and she uh, does something you've never seen her do before. She takes her hands and she cracks her knuckles, and she
Oh
gets
yes. Oh
and
yes.
she starts going off to the barrack area. So with that, Serena, as you turn the corner, you almost bump into
Of course. Of course. Of course. I fucking knew it.
you almost run headfirst into Colin, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, Serena."
I'll put my hand on my lips to say, "Don't say my name" or something like.
His eyes go wide, and he's like, "Ah,
Wine,
Uh,
sir?
Immediately walking up.
Lady Rose, would you mind pouring me another glass of wine, please?"
Certainly, Commander. I'll pour him wine.
Violette, you come walking over.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Rose, is it? Will you do me the honors of introducing me to this handsome fellow?
Now I'm cracking my knuckles.
I'm just like waiting for the Kill Bill soundtrack, like wah, wah, wah.
Yes, Lady Violette. This is Commander Cullen.
Thieves' Cant is who is he?
What?
The Thieves' Cant would be like, who is he? Oh, wait, no, I would know who he is, right?
Yes, Commander.
I
Cullen.
Yeah,
just
okay, never
told
mind.
you he's the commander.
Yeah.
In Thieves Can't mine, bitch.
Hey, find your own. No.
No, I wouldn't do that. Why would I
No.
expose myself to someone I don't know at all? Like, come on. I'm already exposed as it is.
My name is Violette of House Balayer. I have heard good things about your commander. Very driven and passionate.
He speaks up in a very formal tone, and he's like, yes, Miss Violette. Thank you, and once again, welcome to the Inquisition. And you flatter me." And he starts going into like formal kind of routine. He's not quite as good as some of the others, but you can tell that he's used to.
He's trying.
He's used to this thing.
Yeah.
He knows his way around, and he's very formal, very stern, and he's like, no need for pleasantries. There's always. He's like, we're always welcoming those who seek to aid our cause.
Of course, of course. I believe that I can offer a lot to the Inquisition. All you need to do is ask.
I will definitely do so if I need your assistance. And he kind of looks to Serena, and then he looks to you. He kind of looks around a little bit, and he says, "Actually, I may have a task for you, Miss Violette. Sometime in the future, if you wish to come speak with me, I may have something."
Oh, for you, Commander, of course.
He nods and he smiles, gives a very polite little nod. And he says, he looks on over the door, and he seems to notice something. And he says, "If you must excuse me, ladies, I am required elsewhere."
Of course. It was a pleasure talking with you. And then she will kind of move her body so that she can like gesture her arm for him to leave.
You do so, and he leaves. And
Well, yeah, I'll sidestep too to make way. And check out that ass, probably.
he as he walks by Serena, he looks to you and he gives you a little wink.
He what?
He gives you a little wink.
I'm going to lean in. Hey.
Did Violette saw that?
Yeah. I'm going to
I-
lean in with my fan and I'm going to say, Oh, Lady Rose, how his cheeks are flushed with the color of your namesake. He seems to be quite smitten with you.
Ooh.
How will I keep a straight face? Can you tell me? Jesus.
You're welcome to just roll me 1d20 flat. No bonuses.
Why flat? Can't I do a bluff?
You could, yeah, I'll let you do a bluff, and
Sense motive.
I'll let Violette do a sense motive with a +2.
Okay.
And guys,
Whatever do you speak of?
guys,
Yeah, I saw.
guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna take a quick shower and I'm gonna take
Okay,
Dad out.
I'm like rolling
Alright.
at the
Thank you for
wrong
playing.
place here.
Oh,
Wait.
much love.
Where are you going?
Mom wants me to take Pop out for lunch. He's been stuck in the house for 2-3 days. Plus, it's free. Plus, it's free food, so I cannot really say no.
Okay.
Much love, peoples.
Bye.
Okay.
I win! Yes!
Mm,
I shouldn't be screaming. It's 2 in the morning.
yeah,
So
probably.
you so Serena's just like, no, no, and you're like,
Yes.
it's the Simon Cowell face.
Violette will remember this.
And I'm like, I still have work to do, my lady.
Of course.
And we'll
The wine,
sashay away to the mess hall.
the wine won't pour itself. Have fun, dear.
Indeed.
And I'm just gonna like fan my face, being very pleased with myself.
And as you're fanning your face and whatnot, the camera will then fade to black over the evil mask.
Like,
And
seriously.
that will be it. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have a good one.